Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. This is your Manchester United Aston Villa preview. It's Saturday, 12:30 kick-off at Old Trafford. Manchester United need to respond to the 1-0 defeat to West Ham in the Carabao Cup. Now, the last time Aston Villa beat us at Old Trafford was back in 2009. It was a goal from Hall. Aston Villa have got a pretty good team. Obviously, one of their key players is Ollie Watkins. I think he'll be in contention to play in this game. Another one of Aston Villa's key players is Trezeguet. He's actually out with injury at the moment. El Ghazi, he's also good for Villa. I think he'll be involved in this game. I think Danny Ings has made an impact at Aston Villa. Villa got Danny Ings from Southampton in this year's summer transfer window. Leon Bailey, he's also very, very good. Villa got him from Bayer Leverkusen in the summer transfer window. He's actually got an injury. I think he picked up an injury in Aston Villa's 3-0 win against Everton last weekend. Aston Villa re-signed Ashley Young in the summer transfer window. So if he plays in this game, he'll be reuniting with Manchester United. We had Ashley Young for like 8 years, so he was a long-serving player for us. Aston Villa have got Axel Tuanzebe on loan, but he won't be able to play in this game because it's his parent club. I think this is Axel Tuanzebe's third loan spell with Aston Villa. They've also got Buendia. They brought him in this year's summer transfer window. Back in January, Aston Villa brought Samson in. He's out with injury at the moment. Villa have also got McGinn. He's out with injury at the moment. Davis, he's also out with injury. Matt Target, I think he's got an injury. Villa have also got Matty Cash. I think he's just come back from injury. I also like Tyrone Mings. You know, he's a good centre-half. Manchester United have been linked with him before. Aston Villa have also got Ross Barkley. I think they got him from Everton. Don't forget, in the summer transfer window, Aston Villa lost Jack Grealish. He went to Man City. Villa got £100 million for him. Tom Eaton also left them in the summer transfer window. He came to Man United. Obviously, he left Villa on a free. Tom Eaton signed a 2-year contract with us with an option of a third year. Obviously, we brought Tom Heaton in as a backup. I also like that Bertrand Traore that Aston Villa have got. Aston Villa's manager is Dean Smith. He's been Aston Villa manager now for almost 3 years. He got appointed in as Aston Villa manager back in October 2018. And I think he's done a pretty good job as Dean Smith. Before, he's managed Walsall, and I think he managed Brentford. Last season, we beat Villa at Old Trafford 2-1. We're beating them at Villa Park 3-1. We came from behind in that game. Villa recently played Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. Villa got knocked out because Chelsea beat them on penalties 4-3. But it was 1-1 after extra time. Oh, sorry. After 9 minutes. Don't think they've got extra time in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, Solskjaer will be making a lot of changes in this game from the game against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, Harry Maguire didn't play any part against West Ham, neither did Varane, neither did Ronaldo, neither did Fred or McTominay, neither did Pogba, neither did Shaw, neither did Wan-Bissaka. And obviously De Gea wasn't in goal. So I presume all them will be back in the team for this game. But I'm expecting Manchester United to beat Aston Villa. You know, we have enjoyed a good start to the Premier League season. We've won 4 games out of 5 so far. We are third in the Premier League. We are joint top on points with Chelsea and Liverpool. The only players we've got injured now is Marcus Rashford. Rashford is close to returning. Rashford looked sharp in training the other week. After injury shoulder operation, will look much better though when Rashford's back in the team. And Edison Cavani is absent. On my next video, I will be giving you my predicted 11 for this game. Maybe there is some Man United fans that are Ollie out, reflecting on the loss against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. I'm not Ollie out because I thought Ollie was blameless for that defeat against West Ham. Solskjaer did say the players weren't at fault, they had a go, and Solskjaer mentioned the 27 shots we had in the game. I heavily criticised Solskjaer in that 2-1 defeat to Young Boys the other week, because he was accountable for that loss, because in that game against Young Boys the tactics were wrong and the substitutions were wrong. Ole does deserve at least this season. Solskjaer has to win a trophy this season to basically save his job. He's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, and that's nowhere near good enough to our standards. We know Solskjaer's ambition for this season, and that's to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. That's 8 years ago now. And last weekend, Solskjaer said we must leave a legacy of silverware. And a few weeks ago, Solskjaer told his Man United squad that it's better than the 1999 treble winning team that Ole was part of. But we have got a title winning squad, so the time for excuses is over. Obviously, the other week, after the defeat to Young Boys, there was rumours coming out regarding Antonio Conte. It said Antonio Conte would accept the Man United job. If Solskjaer was to be sacked. Antonio Conte wants a winning project, so he's rejected Arsenal and he's also rejected Tottenham. Antonio Conte is available because he left Inter Milan at the end of last season. Conte has got a good pedigree behind him. He's won a lot of silverware in his home nation. Managing the Premier League before, when he was in his first season at Chelsea, he won the Premier League. Some United fans may think that Conte would do a good job if he'd taken over the reins at Man United and he'd suit the strappings of the club. You know, this season is Solskjaer's third full season as Man United manager, and he knows how much of a big season this is for him because he knows he's got big expectations to exceed. Solskjaer has managed over 150 games as Man United manager in all competitions. Before the start of the season, Solskjaer signed a new contract with the club until 2024. There's an option of a further year. And we made a mistake giving him that contract because I can assure you won't see out this contract, and I think there's United fans that will agree with me on that aspect. Solskjaer's been in charge of Manchester United now for almost 3 years. He would have been in charge for 3 years this December. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. The reason we gave him the job permanently back in March 2019 was reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. Like I've said to you, I've got my concerns about Ole. My two biggest concerns about him is that he's not got a proven pedigree as a manager, and his decision making concerns me because analysing the vast majority of the games he's managed at Man United, he's been tactically naive. But there's also things I've got to credit Solskjaer for as well. You know, he has brought consistency back in certain aspects. Solskjaer has more or less given everybody their chances to express themselves, including the young players, like he showed he would do when he got appointed in. I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth. He has made good signings as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer signed 14 players so far, and we've spent like 441 million under the Solskjaer era. So in the summer of 2019, Ole recommended Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. Back in January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odion Ighalo in on loan, let Ighalo go in January. In the summer of 2020, he brought Donny van der Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Amad Diallo and Facundo Pellistri. We loaned Pellistri out in the summer transfer window. And in this year's summer transfer window, Ollie brought Tommy in, Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane, and we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. Ollie's also got rid of a lot of players since he's come in, which he knew he had to do. The players he has got rid of permanently, obviously let Daniel James go in this year's summer transfer window. Ollie also released Sergio Romero and Joe Pereira. Back in January, was it? He let Fossa Mensah go, Marcus Rojo go, and Odin Igalo. Solskjaer's let players like Young go, Valencia go, Smalling go, Darmian go. Let Fellaini go back in January 2019. Wasn't he the first player to leave under the Solskjaer era? Let Angel Gomez go, Herrera, like I said. Let Lukaku go and let Sanchez go. Also loaned a few players out in this year's summer transfer window. We loaned Brandon Williams out, Ethan Laird, Axel Tuanzebe, Andres Pereira, Tahith Chon and Facundo Pellistri. You can see that progress has been made under Ollie. Obviously got us to semi-finals. He got us to 3 semi-finals in his first full season. Obviously last season he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. Last season he got us to the Europa League final, and that was his first major final as Man United manager. And he got us to the FA Cup quarter-finals last season, so there you go. So what Solskjaer produced in his first full season, in his second full season, he's looking to build on that now this season. Last season, Solskjaer got us a second place finish, and in his first full season, he got us a third place finish. But in general, I've got to say Solskjaer has done a pretty good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. Because he was inheriting a lot of deadwood, and he's still inheriting some deadwood now. Obviously, there's still players here who other managers brought in. Obviously, there's only Jones and De Gea here from the Alex Ferguson era. Matt is obviously still here from the David Moyes era. Obviously, there's still players here who Louis van Gaal brought in. And there's also still players here who Jose Mourinho brought in. And we have extended a lot of players' contracts under Ollie. A few weeks ago, Solskjaer said he wants new contracts for 5 players. That's Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Marcus Rashford, Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire. But Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson, despite me criticising him a lot. He's our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson, because obviously since Ferguson we sacked David Moyes after 10 months. Moyes was the worst manager we've ever had. We finished 7th under the David Moyes era. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite us winning the FA Cup under him. And we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho won 3 trophies in his first season. I think he also got us a second place finish in his first season. So you can say Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United. But the reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board, bad disputes with the top players. And in general, the board just weren't backing the signings he wanted to recommend in. You know, Mourinho made it clear to our board that he wanted to get a centre-half. He never got that centre-half that he wanted. We must have brought a good 43-44 players in now since Ferguson retired. I think our squad is worth around 805 million. I think we've got like the 3rd most expensive squad in world football behind PSG and Man City. But Solskjaer received the backing he deserved in this year's summer transfer window. John Murtough backed him. John Murtough is our director of football, and we made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did mention that's one of the structural changes we needed at the club. And also, Darren Fletcher backed him, and we made the right decision recommending Darren Fletcher backing. Darren Fletcher knows the club through thick and thin. He endured 2 decades as a player for Man United. And we also saw the Glazers back Solskjaer, but only because they'd been persuaded to. Because obviously towards the end of last season there was United fans protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford, and before then there was protesting against them at the Carrington training ground. The main reason is because the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League, but obviously Solskjaer revealed that the Glazers apologised. The Glazers have been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time because they've put Man United in so much debt. The Glazers have been with us for 16 years. They purchased the club for 500 million back in 2005. And we did make 4 signings in this year's summer transfer window, and we spent around 141 million. I was disappointed that we didn't sign a midfielder in this year's summer transfer window, and we only managed to sell 1 player, which was also disappointing. Now, last weekend it said Solskjaer is willing to sell up to 7 players in January. That includes Martial and Donny van der Beek. Anthony Martial is finished at Manchester United. Obviously played yesterday in the Cup against West Ham. I thought his finishing was very, very poor, because a couple of chances fell to Martial, but obviously didn't convert them. And I thought for the vast majority of the game against West Ham, Martial looked isolated and just lost for ideas. Well, reports have said that Man United are ready to sell Martial in January. We will accept offers of 40 million for Martial. Barcelona are considering making a move next year. Tottenham have also been in Finn. Well, he's been a long-term target for Tottenham as Martial, and I think he's open to joining another Premier League club. Atletico Madrid were linked to Martial last summer. Don't forget, Martial rejected a chance to join Lyon on loan on deadline day. He ain't good enough to represent the club. Martial has scored 78 goals in 263 games for Man United in all competitions, and he's provided 50 assists. We got Martial in a deal worth 58 million from Monaco back in 2015. He's been with us 6 years. He's got 3 years left on his contract. Last season, Martial was out with an knee injury for a while. Don't forget, Solskjaer was the one that gave Martial that number 9 shirt. And Donny van der Beek, there's a chance he'll leave in January. He hasn't been given enough game time at Man United. Van der Beek played yesterday against West Ham in the Cup, and I thought he was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I thought his positioning was good. He defended well. He kept the ball well. He passed the ball well. And he made some very, very good runs. Van der Beek started against Young Boys in the Champions League the other week, but he got taken off at half-time, and I criticised Solskjaer for that, because Van der Beek was our best player in the first half of that game. Solskjaer must start Van der Beek in the Premier League. Don Hutchinson recently told Van der Beek that he must leave Man United to save his career, and the other week Paul Ince says that Donny van der Beek has absolutely no chance of staying at Man United. The other week though, Solskjaer did mention that Van der Beek's been working hard to get into the team. And Solskjaer did say he's prepared to play Donny van der Beek in a two-man midfield, and Solskjaer did say hints at a new role for Van der Beek this term. The other week, Van der Beek told Solskjaer his best position. He reckons he'd be best served operating as a number 6 or as a number 8, and Van der Beek's agent has done quite a lot of talking in recent weeks. This season is Van der Beek's second full season at Man United. Got him in a deal worth 40 million. From Ajax, got a contract with Man United till 2025, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Last season, I recall Van der Beek starting just 4 games in the league. Most of his appearances came from the bench last season. There's a good chance we're going to offload Lingard in January as well. Lingard obviously played yesterday against West Ham, reunited with West Ham again. He had some good chances in the game, Lingard, but I thought he was greedy on the ball. Obviously, he got brought down by Mark Noble in the penalty area in the first half. We should definitely been given a penalty, and even Solskjaer said that was a penalty. Lingard did score the winning goal against West Ham last Sunday in the league, and it was a very good goal. Well, prior to that game, Solskjaer did say that Lingard will be a Man United player next season, because he's mentioned that he's read through and through. We are looking to extend Lingard's contract. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires next year. Obviously, the other week, Lingard rejected a new Man United contract offer over playing time concerns, despite him being in the last year of his deal. I think in January there's a good chance we're going to offload Diego Dalot. You know, Diego Dalot is our second choice right back. He started yesterday against West Ham, and to his credit put a good performance out, like I mentioned on the player ratings. You know, showed good attacking intent, got into good positions, put some dangerous crosses into the box. Dalot did well in pre-season before the start of the Premier League season. You know, last season Dalot was out on loan with AC Milan, so obviously that's where he gained experience. We got Dalot 3 years ago from Porto, paid 19 million for him. Dalot's got a contract with Man United till 2023. January, there's a good chance we're going to offload Phil Jones. Jones was obviously part of the squad for the game against West Ham yesterday, but obviously didn't play any part. Don't forget, at one point, Jones was out with injury for a while. Alex Telles, you know, I think there's a chance we'll offload him in January. Telles obviously played yesterday. I thought Telles put a good performance out, apart from him being the culprit of West Ham's goal, because Ryan Fredericks nutmegged Alex Telles, and Eric Bailly, you know, he could be leaving in January. I don't want him to though, because he's good. You know, Bailly played against West Ham. It was his first start of this season. Put a very good performance out. You know, he looked well composed at the back, brought the ball out well from the back, and he made some very good clearances and interceptions. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.